But yeah, I feel so fucking dumb for it before. Like, you have no idea how stupid that made me feel. Like, I felt like a dick. Let's get a look at the labyrinth while we're up here, shall we? Oh man, there is a spider in here. I knew there'd be a spider. What is that then? Cactus? I don't know. Nice stained glass though. I love how these these labyrinths manifest themselves in different ways.
The only option we know of is Amapal.
Oh, it's so cool.
And that's how we were able to get through security ourselves.
These are wacky stairs, dude. This is amazing. I love seeing this shit artistically. It's so cool.
I don't know yet, but
in a way, it's a little bit more juvenile and it's a little bit more simplistic, but it's supported by the way that it unfolds. It feels like a giant pop-up book, but that pop-up book is a mystery. It's so neat. It's really cool to see Kodaka exercise his imaginative prowess through a different medium, I think.
It's sealed off here, too.
Hey, there's an intercom. Maybe someone will respond if you use it.
no way.
Oh, it's Weska.
Huh? Doctor?
Huh? Wait. What the... Wait, who are you? Help! Somebody come help me!
Isn't this the footage of when the doctor was attacked?
Yeah, those were the exact words he spoke.
Yeah, you're right.
So that brings me back to that moment in time, yes. Are we going to have another context to it?
The mystery materialized. It must be related to what the doctor just said.
Gotcha, okay. So if it's related to the doctor and what he said, yeah, I was gonna say, we gotta figure out who it was directed at.
The question is, who did the doctor say? Who are you to? Well, I'll leave it to you.
I don't get how you can keep reading at a time like this.
Because he doesn't care. Let's see, no one, Amapal, and the culprit. So we didn't enter with Amapal until after that attack, so it couldn't have been Amapal. I don't know if no one is an option that actually makes sense. The culprit makes the most sense. Given that the doctor couldn't hear any of the lab security measures, I'm going to say the culprit, but it might very well be no one.
I can certainly understand why you'd want to choose that. But wasn't security active at that point?
Was it?
I considered all the various possibilities, but I couldn't figure out a way to get past the security.
So it must have been directed at nobody then.
I'm right.
I didn't know the security was still
There's no
active at this
basis to
point.
infer that someone had entered the doctor's lab at this point.
So that must have taken place after the exchange over the intercom.
You can't say the doctor was directing those words to the culprit.
That's fair enough. I forgot the point in time when this would have come into play.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Alright, thanks for the support, Vivia. Thanks, bro. It's gotta be no one then. This was my initial assumption, but I wanted to go with the culprit. I was inclined to go with that because I would imagine he would have been directing it to somebody.
Does that mean we found the right answer? Huh? So the right answer is no one? Why would the doctor say, "Who are you?" if no one was there?
Well, I believe somebody was there and wasn't there, so maybe it's possible. Hold on, because I had gone over this earlier, and this is why I should have picked no one. Is because what if Vivia had worked his way into the room on account of his spectral projection? So, back when I said that I believed the person who had spooked the doctor initially was Vivia, on the basis of creating a false time frame for the attack to have taken place, that's why I believe Vivia to have supported Yako in the murder. I still believe the culprit is Yako, for absolute fucking sure. All of my deductive reasoning, as much as I don't want it to be the case and as much as I don't want to believe it, I do believe it was Yako who committed the doctor's murder. I think Vivia was supporting him.
So no one could enter the doctor's lab, right?
I'm sorry for the delay right there. I had to fish back through my line of reasoning again.
And That was before I borrowed Amma.
That's kind of hard to do on command.
So the only explanation
Because I
is
write all that
no
shit
one
out
was
in a
there.
document that I can verbally work through.
Why would he say that if no one was there?
I think if we go there, we'll find the answer.
So what if Vivia had worked his way into the room, bypassed the security measures on account of his spectral projection for the illusion of creating a false time frame when the doctor was actually murdered, and then the doctor thought he saw something or whatever in order to draw us closer to act as the security for him?
What? That route's obviously just a side road. Who cares what the old geezer was thinking anyway?
But it looks like this is the only way we can go. Besides, I am curious about what was going through his mind.
So am I. This is the only thing that I can't... I think this is the only thing that I cannot logic my way through on account of what I've been given.
It could be an important factor in solving the mystery.
I don't think
behind
any
this
of my
case.
reasoning can have me deduce this, and that's why it's so curious to me.
Still, being forced to take a side route is too much trouble.
Not knowing what the doctor was thinking and where the doctor's head was at the time that all this occurred is a very, very important detail that I cannot have access to on the account that he's dead. So, this has me very, very, very curious. Before we progress a little bit, hold on. I want to go into my skills and my abilities real quick and see if I can't do anything here. I have 1 SP. I don't think I can do anything with 1 SP. I have all the 1 skills equipped. I don't have any other 1 skills that I can equip. So I think we're good on skills. I just wanted to check real quick. That way in case I get myself into another fucking deadly minigame and I don't have the ability to be able to deduce my way through it because I'm stupid, I'll have enough shit that I have to support me.
Not yet, but I think it has to do with why he said, "Who are you?"
Why he said, "Who are you?"
I think the doctor was putting on an act.
Putting on an act?
An act? Really?
But why?
The doctor put on an act for a reason, but I have no idea why.
What if the doctor was using us and the added security to be able to work his way out of the Amaterasu lab? What if that was part of his escape plan?
We have to figure that out by going down this doctor's motive route.
Doctor's motive. I didn't think about the victim of the murder having a motive. That's something that's been done in Danganronpa before, but I didn't apply that kind of reasoning to this. Very curious. Oh, this is gonna be another RDM, yeah. Is it Yomi again? It is Yomi again.
He's here too?
You rats keep scurrying around.
Hello, sir.
Do you really think you'll discover Dr. Wesker?
Looks like Shinigami isn't the only Shinigami around here.
Good luck with that, morons. He had no motive at all.
Okay, so this is where we're going to reason through and discern what the doctor's motive was.
Well, you said there's nothing here. Let's head back.
We can't do that!
Yeah, he's already here, dude. We have to fight him. It's like boxing rules.
If he's trying
Once
to
you're in the
cover
ring,
an
you
act,
can't just
then
bow
this
out.
route must be important.
This is like the Sam Raimi fucking Macho Man cage match in Spider-Man 1. We need that car, Vivia.
Nah.
We have to impress Mary Jane,
Fine.
dude.
I'm only here because you maggots piss me off. So, I'm gonna end you here.
Careful,
and
dude.
now.
1 letter off. We would have been receiving a heavily worded lawsuit from Twitch. Probably not. They probably would have just banned us, but still. Alright, let's go, pal. What's this gonna be?
This was all part of the doctor's plan?
Email records.
He didn't have a plan at all.
I believe he did. I just don't know what it is.
That exchange on the intercom wasn't an act.
Okay, I'm not gonna be refuting that.
There was no reason to put on a show.
Oh, damn,
The
that was
doctor
fast as shit.
misunderstood.
Okay, those jumps kind of put me
You
off in a
probably
way
don't know this.
with how fast they are.
Wesker put his soul into his work.
Oh shit, I should have dodged right there.
Was going well.
I should have dodged
The
right.
doctor was loyal to Amaterasu.
Oh, email records. I gotta refute that last thing. I gotta refute that last thing. Okay, I know what I'm refuting here. I know exactly what I'm refuting. This won't be hard at all. I just gotta wait until the end. I know what I'm refuting here. This one's very
This was all
obvious.
part of the doctor's plan.
Alright, so now that I know the words can go diagonally, which I want to say is really, really cool. I did not expect that. That's fucking awesome.
That exchange on the intercom wasn't an act.
I like the way they change all the different words to go different directions like that. It's actually one of my favorite elements to this kind of sequence. Okay, I got the little white boost, which means I already jumped past it.
You probably don't know this.
Is this the one that goes diagonal? God damn it. Nope. Yep.
The
Okay.
research was going well.
Uh-huh.
The doctor was loyal to Amaterasu.
Bam. He was planning on leaving. He was planning on escaping. He wasn't loyal at all.
No, the doctor was planning on betraying Amaterasu Corporation. He was trying to escape Kanai Ward.
The only way I could have dodged those diagonals is knowing they would have been there ahead of time, but I couldn't remember which direction came first, so I didn't know whether to bob right or left. Oh, that was a really easy one. Okay. Nice. I didn't think we would dissuade him that quick. Alright, cool. Hell yeah. I like it when I don't have to put in a lot of effort to achieve a great result. That's neat. Alright.
Yomi's rebuttal. What was that?
I didn't think we would get him to fuck off that quick.
It seems that this case involves the inner workings of Amaterasu.
Right, the doctor's research, which I thought was the motive for the murder.
The doctor was going to betray Amaterasu, and whoever he was emailing knew that. So the doctor locked himself in the lab to protect himself from that person.
Perhaps the doctor's act had something to do with that.
Seems like Vivian knows what's up. Minecart? Lab minecart? No minecart. Okay.
It's the security gate.
Security gate.
Everything's locked up.
Okay. Is this the security gate for the entrance to the lab? How did the doctor plan to escape Kanai Ward?
We have to
Got you.
choose the right door and insert the correct solution key.
Okay.
This is way more hassle than before. Guess I'll leave it to you, Yuma.
Terrorist bombing, blackout, and swapping places.
As always.
I don't think the doctor would have planned to leave Kanai Ward on account of the blackout or the terrorist bombing. Maybe swapping places. Oh, I have to apply the correct solution key. Wait, hold on. Swapping places. Has diagrams of a person being splashed with sulfuric acid. Doing this would cause clothes and skin to melt, rendering the victim unrecognizable. What was the doctor trying to do? There are canned food and bottles of water inside the lab, however not much of either remains. Okay, I don't think he was planning to escape Kanai Ward on that, because he could have just had people bring in more food. Hold on. Do the same solution keys apply to the other doors? They do not. Okay. I don't understand how any of this would pertain to any of this shit. Let's talk to Shinigami and Vivia to see if we can work our way through this. When in doubt, start by thinking about the door first, then you can find the right solution key. Okay. What does Vivia have to say? I'll leave this part to you. Okay. That doesn't really help me. Swapping places. I don't think it's cause of death. This one I believe would be doctor's notes, maybe. Canned foods and bottles of water inside the lab, however not much of either remains, but like I said, he could just get an Amaterasu operative member to bring him more food. A floor plan of the lab. It was supposed to be a top secret file, but it was found hidden behind a houseplant. Let's try the lab map to see an escape route? Possibly? I don't know what they want me to mentally reason here, if I'm being totally honest with you. I don't understand what they're asking for.
Isn't the right solution key?
Calm down, Master. Check the contents.
Only the doctor
I've already
can
done
do
that.
his plan, so it should be in his.
Yeah, but how do I know that splashing sulfuric acid on a person pertains to the escape? How am I supposed to deduce that? Doing this would cause clothes and skin to melt, rendering the victim unrecognizable. What was the doctor trying to do? Fake his own death, maybe? In order to escape? See, that's something I don't really like. I don't believe that gives me adequate information or context to be able to apply to this specific path of reasoning.
Actually opened. I knew it.
That actually doesn't make a lot of fucking sense to me.
Are you sure you weren't a phantom?
Like, this is obviously the right solution key for the door, but I don't know how they expect me to be able to discern that just because nothing else is applicable. But from what I recognized it as, nothing was applicable, so like, I don't quite get that, honestly.
So the doctor tried to swap places with someone else to escape from Amaterasu.
Right.
The notes he left behind in the lab hinted at his plan.
So he was concocting an acid to be able to use to be able to murder somebody else in order to escape from Kanai Ward and the clutches of Amaterasu by an escape plan. That makes sense now that I have the context after applying the reason there, but not having adequate reason to be able to choose that as my answer at that point in time is kind of bad, I think.
The diagram with the sulfuric acid being poured on someone?
Yeah, he was going to swap places with a corpse, then melt it with acid.
Oh, swap places with a corpse. Okay, fair enough.
He wanted to disfigure it beyond recognition. That's how he planned to fake his own death.
Right. So I guess, like, in retrospect, I guess in hindsight, you can apply that, but it's a very, very ham-fisted way of doing it, I think.
Did it buy him enough time to escape Kanai Ward? Or so he thought.
This makes sense now that I'm chronicling it and I'm thinking about it in terms of, like, an escape plot, but... Which I guess was the premise, but it's still hard to apply that kind of thing in this scenario, I think. It's a little bit odd. It's a little bit weird. Like, I knew the food and water would not be applicable to an escape plan. I knew the other shit wasn't applicable either, so, like, thinking about it in terms of reason, the acid would have to be the answer, whether you have the sufficient reasoning to be able to apply it there or not. It's the only one that seems like it would make any sense, so I guess that's fair.
What's the substitute supposed to be?
Maybe the hitman. The doctor was under surveillance by Amaterasu, but he was still looking for a chance to escape.
But the time frame, though, how would he know the hitman would come for him then? How is that possible? Or was he just biding his time and waiting for an opportunity for something to go wrong and acting initially on the assumption that it was somebody out for his life? That's the only thing that makes sense, but that doesn't seem like it's a reliable lean.
When he learned a hitman was after him, he figured his chance had arrived.
Oh, because of the notice that Yomi had, so the doctor might have known about it from that, maybe.
The doctor was hoping to use the security system to kill the hitman and use the body as a decoy.
Now that I think about it, the doctor did seem to be waiting for the hitman to arrive.
Right, and that's why I was going on about the thing biding his time, but...
The hitman hasn't arrived yet. When will he show up?
Yeah, that line.
Don't
I
tell
remember
me this
that line.
so-called first-rate hitman was captured by peacekeepers.
So the doctor was banking on the hitman and his expertise to be able to lure him to the lab to use as a substitute for his escape plot. I get it.
The hitman never did show up. That's why the doctor had a sudden change of plans.
And that was the act he put on by asking, "Who are you?"
So because the hitman never showed up, he was trying to lure somebody into the lab. Desperately, out of desperation.
Perhaps that was a trap to lure you in, Yuma.
That doesn't make sense though, because if he's using acid to dissolve the body beyond recognition or whatever, I'm still only 4'2".
He was trying to lure Master?
He considered taking advantage of the detectives, since the hitman never
Right.
showed up. So if he called for help, he would charge into the lab, not knowing anything about the security system.
But we did know about the security system, which is why we acquired the Omapal.
And thereby acquire the corpse he needed as his decoy.
That seems overly complicated. Like those guys who overthink asking girls out.
Got you, okay. So now that I know the premise for this, I can put my reasoning
Couldn't have
in
used
this
another researcher.
better, I think.
Someone would have noticed their absence.
Right.
He
He couldn't have done it
visitors,
internally.
people from outside to pull it off.
So I never thought about the prospect that the doctor was banking on using somebody from the outside, luring somebody in to be able to use to work his way out. That's a good premise. I never thought about that. That's cool.
I didn't know about the security and had rushed into the lab.
Right.
You'd be a super sexy skeleton right now.
Oh, Shinigami, please.
Aw,
I'm still
so
alive.
close.
You want that?
But the doctor's plan failed, and he actually got boom killed by the hitman. I get what he was trying to do, but what about the impossible murder?
Again, I don't believe it was the hitman that actually killed him.
Assuming the attack on the doctor was just an act when we saw him through the intercom, we at least know for sure the real attack hadn't happened yet.
Right, and that's what I was going on about earlier for faking a murder rate window for time frame.
In other words, the culprit entered the lab
Right.
after that exchange.
And this is why I said that Yuma had stated that the doctor's body was still warm. Had the doctor been killed prior to his entry, I believe that the body would have been cold by that point. Given the amount of time that had passed in between us acquiring the Omapal, getting through the lab's security measures, and working our way through to the doctor ourselves.
So the problem is, when did they actually enter?
Right when the security was disabled when the Omapal crossed the electrical floor grid is my bet. That's when I think this occurred. That's when I think this murder actually physically happened. I think I'm fucking right about that too. I don't think I'm wrong.